How are you doing, John?
Trash to Cash podcast episode. John in the car cast. How's it going, everyone? I'm Dave, the ADH guy. With me, as always, is Kevin, the Commonwealthy picker. Carrie, the brand new home arbitrage. The house looks nice.
Look that's Burlwood.
Wow. And then in the shadows, hardly seeable or hearable, John, the Cincinnati picker. How's it going, everyone?
That's the house that Caitlin Clark bought right there.
Yes, it is. It is. That's real. That's real stonework. I did it myself.
Carrie, I listen, as someone who basically refinished your whole home, it looks a little different than what I remember from the last week or two.
Yeah, no, that's a grand piano I just hauled in myself.
Since I was there at 2. You hauled that in since I was there at 2 p.m. Yeah,
I did.
Well, you know what? You've done a lot with the place. I'm very impressed.
I'm doing good. Just want to show it off,
Well, people want to see the real room, Carrie. I think it's empty walls.
Really?
Let them see the empty walls.
Look at this. You guys ready for this? Get ready.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
John can't even watch. He's driving.
Look at that. Brick wall. I have a comedy club.
Are you in the office? Here, there it is. Look at that.
It's just a room. It's just look at that.
It's a room with walls.
Look at that. That's what they call. I think they call it off-white because it's a little more expensive.
I think
it's Behr. It's BEHR. We don't use the cheap stuff here.
No, high end.
Hey, we have a guest here. Maybe we should let him say something.
I already did. I said the guy that's like unseeable and unhearable is here. John, Cincinnati picker.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me. It's been what? 3 years, I think, since you guys had me on. I guess I was banned from the show for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, last time you were drinking heavily on the show, and I hope that's not the case this time.
While he's driving, I don't think it is. Kevin, on the other hand, just
Kevin is
his beverage. Wait, what you drinking, Kevin?
Martinelli's.
Martinelli's, sure thing, buddy.
It is.
See, Carrie and I drink the red liquid from the cherry bottle. You know, if you get the little cherries in the sugar liquid.
I go to the gas station. I just pump the cherry sugar juice.
Say at 127, John there at 127, we had some good stuff. That was nice.
Well, was John the one cooking or Dan was cooking?
John cooked twice, 2 nights.
What did you cook, John?
Burgers and hot dogs, both times.
Which incidentally is twice as many times. It can't
old
be
school.
Twice as many. Two more times than Carrie cooked.
Old school Flips also cooked, but he almost burned the house down.
Yes, he almost.
I remember that vividly.
What did he cook?
He cooked chicken, but it caught on fire somehow.
How do you catch chicken on fire?
I think it was chicken, right?
He was acting nonchalant about it too, and I'm like, dude, this is serious. This isn't like a little. This is a big expensive Airbnb that was going to go up.
That was one that Kevin Swinger friends had loaned us for one of their off weekends, so it was nice.
Hey, we have John on for a reason, so maybe we should get right to it.
I mean, okay, so Kevin, your audio is crazy hot. John's is crazy quiet, and it's not letting me adjust it. Normally it does, Kevin. So
I can put in my headphones. I just thought I'd do this.
No, is there any way to turn down that mic's volume? Is there a little button on it or something?
If there was, I wouldn't know where it was.
Okay. I would be at Dave's house, but he doesn't have a cord for the microphone.
Kevin, just put it way lower on your body. Put it like nipple level.
Nipple level? Which nipple?
Like where it says band. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that nipple. Exactly.
All right, now start talking.
All right, is that better?
Did you buy him a microphone, Dave?
He bought that himself.
Oh, wow. Good boy.
Okay, so you said there's a reason, John. Now, I remember John was trying to get on the show because he had a story to tell.
Yeah, he had a story. That was the first time.
For a secret episode, or if that was like for a full-on episode?
I'm more interested in the response to Heck and Steve, but we can go with the cool story.
What do you want to start with, John? Responding to Heck and Steve?
Heck and Steve's watching, so go at it. He's vaping.
Who's Heck and Steve?
That's good. That's a good response. I'd end it there.
Yeah. Just end it there. That's it. That's his response. Who's Heck and Steve?
I have been petitioning to be back on here for like a year or something.
When do we have guests on here? We don't have.
And I've been having people on my channel sign the petition to get me back on the Trash to Cash so I can tell this funny story. And finally, I'm here. It's like I have to recollect what even happened of the story.
Well, here's the thing.
It's fake now.
We've been doing something called big timing you.
Yeah.
Kevin taught us about it.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to learn from his ways.
I've commented on several of Kevin's stories this week on Instagram. He has not responded to any of them.
Yeah,
this is the
We're
story of my
dear
life,
friends.
John.
We are dear friends.
Story of my life, John, is trying to placate all the people that Dave makes mad. That's what I do most of my day.
Gotcha.
And the best thing about being me is I don't even know I make him mad. I'm just oblivious. I just live my life and enjoy it. So, John, do you remember any of the story? Was it something about Kevin's 11 nipples?
No, it wasn't about his nipples. He and I keep that private.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
just
private messages.
It's not for everyone else.
Got it.
All right, so this happened, I think, back in the spring.
Ooh.
And I went to a neighborhood garage sale, and I'd already been to like 5 or 6 sales in the neighborhood, and I had some weird interactions. Like, a lot of things weren't priced, and I would ask for a price, and they'd have to go ask somebody else, and they'd come back with this insane number. So I was kind of already like in a weird mindset of like, just with pricing in general. So I go up to the sale. Once again, nothing's priced. And I just start kind of gathering stuff. I grab a pair of shoes. I grab something else. I don't remember. And the third thing I grabbed was a Taylor Swift record. And I go up to the guy, and he has his laptop out. And he starts typing things in to find the prices. And he's like, all right, these are 75, this is 50, and he says this is 40 for the Taylor Swift album. And I'm like, the guy's got it all looked up. I haven't looked anything up. I'm like, I'm just not going to bother. So I didn't buy anything. I left.
When he said 50, did you say cents? It gets a laugh like a quarter of the time. You should try it.
Yeah, I should have. So I left the sale. I put out the video a couple weeks after that, and somebody commented on the video and said that was an extremely rare Taylor Swift album. So I went back, screenshotted it, did a Google image search of that album, and it was like this very rare, like limited release you had to order online version of the Red album, and it was selling for $3,000 to $4,000.
Oh my God!
Dude, I freaking
John, this is just something that bad pickers have to deal with. It's a common thing for bad pickers. Don't get upset. It just happened to Rod Picking and Punching.
Yeah, it just happened to Rod.
Rod Picking and Punching. Tell him what he saw.
Are we even allowed to talk about that? That might be a personal story that Rod wants to share. I don't want to throw him under the bus.
No. I'm not talking about Rod. I'm talking about John.
About Rod. No, John said he went back, right? Isn't that what you said, John?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't go back. This was weeks after the fact.
Go back tonight. Where are you driving? Go there right now.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Just knock on that door. Hey, you still got that Taylor Swift album? 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Dude, I think every picker has this happen. Just write in the comments, guys, your story, and we'll read the best couple next week. I want to hear them. Yeah. I bet you everyone has a story like that.
I felt like I was in the room of a football team watching the tape of the previous game, and me getting absolutely toasted for like an 80-yard touchdown or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, how many people in the comments knew? Was it just one commenter?
One person knew, and then like the next few days, everybody else was like, "Oh yeah, that's worth a lot." I'm like, "You didn't know. You saw this guy's comment. Like, come on."
You know as well as me. Most people would say if somebody's looking stuff up on a computer, they wouldn't even ask for it. They would immediately put the stuff down and walk away.
That's the worst,
what the hypocrisy of resellers is, myself included. I like instantly start hating that person. I'm like, I'm doing the same thing at their sale, but somehow I'm holding it.
Yeah, if they're looking it up at a computer on a computer at a yard sale, they're going to be a boomer too. So they're going to have unrealistic expectations on what they're able.
Phone,
yeah. The only thing worse than looking it up on your the only thing worse than looking it up on the computer is like on like a Kindle or something, like an off-brand iPad. If you're looking it up on a Kindle,
how about a Nintendo
don't even resell.
DS? What if they're looking it up on a Nintendo? I don't know what.
Did you know there's a trend of people recording concerts with like the Nintendo DS? Because like young kids think it's interesting.
Annabelle's baby pictures were shot on a DS. That's the only camera I had because it was like a surprise birth. Like, I mean, we knew Tina was pregnant. That part wasn't a surprise.
Like, whoa,
we noticed a few things.
You're pregnant,
that led
Tina.
us to believe she's pregnant. But like she wasn't due for like 2 weeks, and so she's like, I think I'm in labor. I'm like, probably not, and I want wings. Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And so we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and she was complaining the whole time about some pains in her side. I don't know, whatever. Either way, eventually I believed her, and we took her to the hospital, and Annabelle came out in like 10 minutes. Like, boom, she's here. I'm like, oh, that was nice.
What was your order though that night at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Usually it's the garlic parm wings. I don't know. Sometimes they do bone in, which are good, but boneless are like
boneless
chicken
is
nuggets.
the way to do it. Yeah.
That's chicken nuggets, though. Let's be real.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like
or
wings,
I'll
though,
do a honey
of...
barbecue, but I bet you John, who's frozen right now, and Kevin are both buffalo's like flavored, right? Just standard buffalo sauce.
All I know is Kevin's putting ketchup on it. That's all I know.
I didn't used to be. I used to be honey barbecue. Oh, we can hear John.
Oh, I can hear you, John, even though you're John, do you do buffalo sauce, just standard buffalo sauce?
Half and half. I usually get half of them buffalo, half of them honey barbecue. Gotta get a little sweet and spicy.
He looks like a Renaissance painting the way he throws to me, like a Renaissance painting of a modern person.
Yeah, it's like pixelated a little bit. But John, is that bone in or boneless?
That first off, Carrie, that's the secret, man. You don't want to be perfectly clear. Like you want to have a little bit of mystery around. Okay? That's the key to going viral. Yeah. I like bone in. I go bone in, and I like all flats.
I figured he was always a bone in guy.
Yeah, I like the flats. You know what? The only thing I hate about wings is I feel like kind of a loser when I eat them because there's always so much meat left on them, and I'm always surrounded by guys who are somehow like de-meating it to this insane level where it's like just a perfect bone. I'm like, how do you do that? I got like half the meat still on it, and I've given up and moved on to the next one. It's just
de-meating it. I like that. That's a nice verb.
What, de-meating it? Yeah.
De-meating.
So, Carrie, are you the kind of guy that can get all the meat off the bone?
Yeah, I'm getting all the meat.
This was all a ruse for Dave to get me to say bone in, but I'm not going to do it.
Just say bone in. You literally just said it.
And you said it in your California way, too. Which
yeah, he's like,
yeah, we're boning.
Boning, bro.
What were we talking about? Why are we talking about wings? I don't know. I can't even follow the thread myself.
Hey,
let's go where we go.
Speaking of Heck and Steve, looking up that guy looking up stuff on the computer. That's the video he did on me, where that guy was looking. The guy was looking up stuff on the computer at the yard sale, and he wanted me to wait for a price. So I waited, and I literally waited for 15, 20, 25 minutes for the price, and he could not even give me a price on the thing. I'm like, what in the world you got the dumb thing out here for?
Where they can't even price them. Me and Mike ran into one of those yesterday. Went to someone's house, and the guy's like, well, I don't really know. He's like telling us his story. Every item had like a long story. Like, oh, this was my motorcycle jacket when I was blah, 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 and I crashed in it. This jacket saved my life. And like literally,
here's like $2.
He literally said that, right? And then we're like trying to get a price. Like, I got to get my wife. And he goes, gets his wife, and his wife comes out. She's like, oh, that's worth
sounds
a ton
like
on
me.
eBay. And she's going on and on, and like 40 minutes later, she starts naming a few prices. But a lot of the items, she's like, well, I don't know. I was thinking about giving that to my uncle. I might give that to my dad. Like, why is it out then? Like, what are you doing? You're wasting our time.
That makes for the best videos, though, Dave. That makes for the best videos.
I wasn't even going to use that, but I guess
whatever it is. People don't watch our videos for what we find. They watch it for the weird interactions that we have with people.
Well, I had that, yeah.
And apparently for what you don't find that you should have found.
So if someone tells you at a yard sale, if you're at a yard sale and someone says, oh, that jacket's worth a ton on eBay, it sells for like $60, do you passive aggressively put the real $30 comp up while they're saying it, or is that just me?
No, it's just you.
Oh, okay. Well, I do that all the time.
I put the item down and walk away because I'm already half asleep and I don't have time to deal with that.
I do that too, but I also like show that they're wrong about the comp, like right when
they find the lowest comp on eBay.
Oh yeah, I actually I fake list it and buy it for $1 just so I can have $1 comp.
Yeah, that tracks.
John, do you where are you headed? Are you coming over?
No, I'm going home. I'll be home in like 5 minutes.
Are you moving to Florida too?
We're 16 minutes into this thing, and I've heard this guy's name mentioned twice.
Yeah.
Literally, who is Heck?
Did you not see the video?
He doesn't even know.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you literally don't know who Heck and Steve is?
I thought I was trying to tell you.
I don't know who he is.
This is fun.
Oh, let's introduce him.
So Heck and Steve is a guy who me and Carrie are big fans. Big fans. He's a great content creator. He's doing what we've always wanted to do. He's the reseller heel. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
He's the heel. You know, in like wrestling, there's always the bad guy who like talks trash and Hulk Hogan was.
He's like Hollywood Hogan.
You know, Sting was it.
He's the Iron Sheik of reselling.
Yeah, so he's that. So he hates resellers, and so he makes videos. But I don't think he really hates resellers. I think he's deeply. I think he
secretly likes us a lot.
We know.
Steve's a fan.
He loves us, and it's okay. You don't need to tell anyone.
I respect it. We're not. Look.
But anyways, he hates
Steve, if you like us, take a hit of your vape right now.
If you smoke your vape this week, it means you love us. That's
just take a quick hit.
Okay, so anyways, okay, Steve, you were making fun of me on your live, I think.
And he did a video on
Hold on, no, I think this is important because Steve, you were making fun of me on your live, and I deserved it. I think he said I'm like a 50-year-old with a 3-year-old's voice or something along those lines. That's pretty good.
Fair.
Me and Carrie wanted to see if you can take a little. You give it a lot. Can you take a little? The beard's too wide. It's far too. It's not complimentary. You need to slim it up.
You need to shape it
with your.
Look at me.
You have a similar
this is all planned.
If I was to grow it out like this, it would be the same. Slim it down. Anyways, John, he made a hate video about you. That's the
we talked about it. Did you not see the video?
John doesn't watch the podcast, and I can't blame him.
Guys, I'm a dinosaur. Do you not know this? I've been making videos since 2017. Okay, you know how many hate videos there's been about me? When I got into this, that's all there was. It was just hate videos.
Yeah, that was a weird. That was like a time where everybody was going live, right, and just ragging on each other.
Ragging on each other, yeah. And I have seen many of these channels come and go that just trash people. And guess what? It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't.
Yeah, seriously.
It doesn't work.
You listening, Tommy Bernard? If you're working at a shoe shop or whatever you're doing now.
Well, okay, but what's that?
Allegedly. We're good.
What does it mean it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work as in it doesn't hurt your feelings, doesn't work as in he doesn't make money. What do you mean when you say it doesn't work?
It's not successful. It's
I will say that Heck and Steve has made it more successful.
He is the most successful one to ever do it, I think. So we had 47,000 views last 30 days. So if we were to try to equate that, because he is monetizing these.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
So he's making a little money. There's something there. What's that, Kevin? Well, Kevin's like the YouTube math genius. What is it? $470, maybe?
The problem is when you do a channel, like that, you put yourself out front and center to be the next one. It's like when you're trying to be the king of England or whatever, and then you kill everybody, right? And then you become the king of England, and then everybody's after you because you've already set the precedent that you're going after.
Say president?
People. Like presidents, like
it's election day.
It is. Oh yeah, that's happening. Yeah, that is happening. I forgot about that.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, John. So you invited him on the show to talk about Heck and Steve, Kevin, and didn't like give him a primer of there's a video about you.
You made it sound like he wanted to talk about it, Kevin.
I've invited him on multiple times, Dave, and it never happens. And I blame.
Do you think Kevin's trying to show off his guns the way
he's trying? He's like pushing. He's got the desk like pushing on the skin so it looks a little bit bigger. He's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
We can't let him be comfortable at any moment.
It's like it's not worth it, John. It's not worth it.
It's not. Yeah, it's just life, John. For Kevin, it's not worth it.
You just gotta assert yourself.
So, are you gonna watch the video? Is the question. My guess is John might not even watch the video, and he won't.
Why would I watch it? Guys, all right, listen to me for 1 second.
Yes.
Would you ask for? Would you? Sorry, I'm trying to pull out my parking spot, and somebody's.
That's what she said.
Like right there. All right, let me put my seatbelt back on so that my
not the best use of that, but okay.
All right, would you ask advice for someone
land the plane
whose opinion you don't care about?
Oh.
Would I? What?
Would I ask?
Would I ask somebody's opinion on an opinion?
Would you ask for advice if there's someone whose opinion you don't care about? Would you go ask advice for them?
So sometimes I do actually do that sometimes, but only so I can be like, I knew their advice would be dumb.
So what does it matter what their opinion of you is?
That's every time I talk to Kevin, I ask him just so I can be like, hey, I knew it was going to be dumb.
John has that. I have
the game by watching a video that's trashing me. Or
that's funny. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
I have a defense
entertainment.
Like I want to respond with the truth. And that's my fault.
Go for it. Do it.
Like I don't like. I can handle criticism, but I don't like it when it's not like accurate criticism.
But here's the problem, though. It's just all of that's a mirage. It's all you can speak your piece.
We're all just spinning around on a flat Earth. Nothing's real, guys.
My experience is that it just fuels the fire. That stuff fuels the fire. There's been many things that have happened to me in real life that I've never responded to in videos, and I never will, because I'm not going to like fuel the fire. Things that have like either destruction of property or threats, things like real life stuff. I'm not talking about YouTube comments. I'm not talking about YouTube videos. I'm talking about actual things that have happened. Where it was like real life, you know, people that have done shit to me that didn't like my YouTube for whatever reason, but I'm not gonna respond to it. That's just gonna fuel the fire. Like it does nothing for me personally to go watch a video where somebody's saying this or that or whatever about me. Like, I don't want to invest any energy of mine whatsoever into that.
Well, okay,
I don't know who this person is
to test the veracity.
Don't care what their opinion is of me.
To test the veracity of the Commonwealth picker, did you even reach out to him and tell him you wanted to respond to Carrie's comments about your yard sale negotiation, or did Kevin make that up?
My yard sale negotiation. Well, Kevin and I have been talking now for a long time about me coming on the podcast for the story. So that was the guys that I was under for coming on. That was a pretense.
So Kevin, this bed of lies that you sleep in.
Yeah, no, Kevin is on a throne of lies. This was not even remotely what we thought it was.
No.
Although the story was good.
Listen.
So
now I just feel guilty for enjoying Heck and Steve content. Thanks. You really ruined my night.
Listen, it was John sent me a message not immediately, but right after our podcast hit. Right? And so my assumption was that he wanted to respond to that, and he still has this story that he wanted to tell, and I told him he could come on a long time ago, and Dave just, it's hard to manage Dave. What can I say?
Somehow I manage, and then I'm like the manager of like a little office, and I have that on my coffee mug. That'd be kind of cool.
Best manager, world's best boss.
Yeah, that's
boss baby.
How has Carrie's first week? I'm a little surprised Carrie's got a little pep in his step today. I thought you'd be wiped out already.
Oh no, I've been
hyper.
I've been doing yoga. I've been doing some hot yoga. I was for the last 3 hours fully naked in here doing hot yoga. I put some clothes on for the podcast.
So, just the top though. Just the top.
Just the top. Yeah. No. If you can, Dave doesn't know how to put my name up here, but it's Carrie No Pants today.
They literally cracked how to transport / teleport smells. Like they do with video and audio. So
I've heard they can do
that's
some
literally a
teleportation
thing now.
Wow.
They literally are making smell transport, like literally smell-o-vision will be a thing within the next 15 years.
Is transportation.
And with Carrie doing this hot yoga, look forward to it.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be a premium on my OnlyFans. That's gonna be an extra additional charge. Here's the thing though, teleportation. I think the main issue with that is like I think they could figure out how to physically do it. It's just how does it not kill you, and where does your soul go? We should talk about it.
Yeah, did you see is your soul connected to each electron?
Is John still here?
I think he might be going in the house in a better situation. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. Again,
you're doing a big poopy.
Did you see that Wolfman Goodies left a $20 super thing?
Oh.
Well done.
I think
Thank you, Wolfman Goodies.
I know the first thing I thought was he's starting a precedence, and I think everybody else.
Precedence. What is with the president thing? He's got like Freudian slips.
Look, he's starting a precedent. No, he's starting a precipice, and we need to continue.
Starting a president.
He's starting with presidents, and just continue to give us other presidents.
Effort to get election day algorithm going.
I'm trying.
Carrie, you never answered Kevin's question. Original question about you had your move in. How are you feeling? You have pep in your step.
Yeah, no, I mean we were tired. I'm a night person, so I feel okay, but I was pretty tired earlier. I mean, here's the thing: we got here Friday, right?
Yep.
And then we went like 5 a.m. to Browns, which was fun, and then we went to Universal and did like I think 17,000 steps. We did a ton of
more. My phone was at 22,000 when it died.
We did
like 3
my
hours
feet were hurting. Like, I mean, I don't know. I like to still think I'm out of shape and not old because I'm at that age where it's like teetering.
My feet moderately hurt.
My feet hurt a little bit. Dawn was asleep in the middle of the day, like for 3 hours, which isn't like her. But now she's up. She's back. But she had 3 hours where she was offline, which is not like her.
Well, what I learned, Kevin, is that neither Mike nor Carrie, nor Dawn can keep up with me. And Rod,
dude, Dave is insane.
Rod also struggled. Yeah.
Dave is absolutely insane. So me and Dawn took the boring, haunted house off so we could sit for like 30, 40 minutes. Dave comes back. This is, mind you, like 6 hours in after just walking forever. And Dave comes back and he's like jumping around like a 15-year-old child. I don't understand. I don't understand how you physically do that. That is why you're not fat and you consume so much.
I do consume
because you just are a constant ball of energy.
Yes.
You're whatever Einstein was talking about with relativity. That's you.
So what is John? Okay, so let's take a look at John right now. The still shot of John. Who would we say he looks most like? I kind of think he's like Death Pile.
The black screen.
Can you see him, Carrie?
He looks like Brandon,
Death
but
Pile
with
and Brandon. Yeah, Death Pile
and Brandon. He looks like Brandon without
together.
the sexy white hair.
Yeah, it's Kevin's friend. Listen, can we talk about your friend Mike, Kevin, for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
also,
get a
I'm
better.
walking the dog. That's why I'm.
Oh, you're walking the dog. I get
He
you.
needs to learn what not to say when there's 50 people around us. That's number one for
forget
Mike.
forget about his horrible sense of surroundings. But dude snores louder than any human ever in all of humanity. It would be like if you took 4,000 people and had them snore simultaneously. Have you slept in the same room as him?
It's worse than that, Dave. He snores before he's asleep.
Really?
Yeah, it's just when he gets relaxed, it starts.
You think it's his...
like, I'm not joking. It was insane. It woke me up. Like, I didn't sleep last night. Every 10 minutes, his snore. I had to put in earbuds that had noise cancellation. I could still hear them.
Do you think it's his body desperately trying to get cigarette smoke into his body while he's asleep and not able to smoke? That's what I feel like.
That's why I put him in the basement when he comes to visit.
Yeah, I mean, my mic just went out, but you can probably still hear me, but my headphones went out. Oh, there it is. Can you say something so I can make sure I can hear you?
Yes. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I mean, that was some loud snoring, so we didn't sleep. Also, I don't know. We don't need to share everything about Mike. That's not... Apparently, Carrie taught me I should call people. I guess I could call him and ask him.
Yeah, call him. Let's do second call of the show.
Dude drinks a lot of soda. Dude drinks a lot of soda.
Yeah.
My point.
Oh, speaking of, my boy works... Well, I don't know if he works... I guess I'll say he works for Prime. So he gets these free drinks and puts them in his fridge downstairs. And when Mike left, Jacob's like, that dude drinks more than anybody I've seen in my life. The fridge was full. He said it's cleared out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I said it's a small price because Jacob leaves his alarm on for like 6 hours in the morning to wake up, and Mike's down there. He's like, he owes it to me. I'm taking him home.
Yeah. Hey, I see John now. Oh well.
Hey, John.
He's bringing the high quality content.
Yeah, we appreciate this. This is
really
I could tell you one of the two guys with no jobs still doesn't have a job because the quality is terrible on your end, John.
I remember that show.
That was a good show. I watched it. We all watched it. We were all there.
Hey, Rad Relics is back. He says,
John.
He says Dave is unrealistically rich. Like True. He probably comes from old money. Yep. He gives Kevin crap, but Dave is the money in this podcast. The real rich people, you know that they're rich. You don't need to know that they're rich.
Yeah, Kevin's always trying to gloss it.
It's not true, but I'm going to go into that. I'm going to lean into that. I did want to say, Rad Relics, we know you're the mole over at Heckin' Steve's Live. He called you out like that. Thanks, Rad Relics. Thanks, Rad Relics. So I didn't actually watch his whole live. I just watched, I was on the train thingy that you.
I just heard we were on there.
And healthy vapor. He made it clear he's a healthy vapor. He doesn't do the bad vapes.
I didn't watch the whole thing. No, I didn't. I watched
the healthy.
I just heard him say a pretty good joke about Carrie. Why is Carrie staying at a Motel 6 if he sold a card for $33,000? Which was, a valid point, Carrie. Can you respond?
Because I know my roots, and I'm not selling out like Kevin the minute he gets money.
Yeah, Heckin' Steve, you may not understand what it's like to be at Carrie's financial level for so many years. When you get that $30,000, you ain't letting it go. You ain't letting it go. It's staying in that account for years and years and years.
Yep.
That's what Carrie. Exactly. I think it's smart. Carrie's saving, and I think if he's comfortable in the La Quinta, which I am, stay in La Quinta
is not bad. Here's the thing. There's a difference between a $100 hotel room and a $1,000 hotel room.
Yeah.
But between 100 and 2 or 3, there's not much. I mean, sure, there's less cockroaches, bed bugs, malaria, but outside of that, it's fine.
What'd you stay in across country?
There was one of the days we did like a Best Western like sure stay, which was like a studio apartment. It was okay. I mean, we always like to stay indoors.
Was it like the Universal Hotel?
No, that was fancy. Like you said, that was the lesser of the hotels there.
Cheap one, yeah,
and I walked in and I'm like, there's a surfboard in the room.
That's true, Kevin. You would have liked it as a California boy.
They usually like I go to a place where they're like they only give you 2 plastic cups and you can't get more. You know what I mean? If you want to drink water, that's it.
Have you got your store up and running yet, Carrie?
Not yet. No, not yet. No, I've just barely.
10
days? The plan is probably by the end of the week to have eBay and whatnot going. We have a big whatnot show on Sunday. If you guys want to join us,
a lot of our questions on the Patreon did have to do with Carrie's move, right? So Biggs Collectible said, "How is Carrie planning on dealing with the large pythons that have recently invaded Florida?"
Oh, the first I've heard of it. Thank you.
They're generally in
when in doubt.
Prepare yourself.
Here's the thing: like if you think it's probably not going to affect me, don't tell me. Because I will Google. That's 3 hours of my night. Thank you.
Look at a large pythons.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not as worried about a large python because, first off, I spent a lot of time around one, and secondly, I don't think it's too much of a threat. Kevin got it. Kevin got it.
Carrie did discover what most Floridians we're so used to it we don't even remember it's a thing, but the frog problem in Florida.
Oh, first night, man.
Yeah, the frog problem. Like we don't even notice it anymore in our house. But Carrie's like, there's a lot of frogs at my house.
Yeah. There was one frog, Dawn saw it, she's like, oh cute. And she walked in and I was behind her and I'm like, there's like 7 frogs like outside the door,
like on the house, the side of the house, because they can stick. Like Kevin,
they're amphibians. I've read.
Yeah, and
they're
so
water
again, when I went to
creatures.
pick him up, I'm just like, there's like 4 frogs on the side of your door.
They're
here.
cute though, honestly, they're cute.
He's like, don't worry, I've already Googled all.
I've Googled. I feel safe enough.
I
feel safe enough as long as I don't lick them. I won't get irritated.
Basically. Kevin, wasn't licking toads like a method you used to use to get high?
No, I did not know.
He was nodding. He was like, yeah.
But it is a method to do just that.
And how does it work? Can you explain it?
I'm not quite aware. But
John?
I feel like it's self-explanatory. I think if you lick a toad, it's not that confusing.
And it gets people high.
Is he here? Is John here? John, are you here?
John, are you?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm not going to be back in the dark anymore. The dog's been walked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you turned the light on.
We're groovy.
Look, I mean...
There he is. Hey, Cincinnati.
A real trash to capture, like Kevin would just let the dog in there and let him poop in there and not take him out because he will refuse to leave the podcast. That's
look at this.
Dedicated we all are.
Look at his face right now. Am I the only one seeing?
It looks like the guy.
Oh my gosh.
The guy on
he looks
Indiana Jones when his face melts off.
He looks like the girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as she was growing before she exploded. Oh, wait, no, we got 2. Oh my gosh.
We got him, okay.
He's multiplying.
All right, now it's one me. All right.
Oh, that's way better. Look at that, dude. We're on 480p. I love it.
I guess we can start the show now.
Reseller here, because these clowns haven't been selling anything for sure.
Dude,
I sold a ton of crap, bruh.
Drink, breathe reselling, sir.
Oh, you've been selling, Dave. You haven't just been going to Halloween Horror Nights and all that?
No, I've been working on Carrie's house and selling. Those are the 2 things I've been doing. That's all.
You were gone on a vacation last week, Kevin.
Oh, that's a cute dog, though.
Oh, that is a cute
John.
dog, yeah.
What kind of dog is that?
He is Beagle and Brittany Spaniel. He's a cutie.
Yeah,
Termite.
yeah. I like him.
He likes
Good job, John.
You watched his Instagram. You know.
I don't watch anyone's Instagram. I don't even look at Instagram.
He's a good boy.
Look at that.
I'm aware.
Okay, so Kevin, we can talk sales a little bit. How's your selling been? John, do you sell a lot? Like, what is? Let's dig into the Cincinnati Picker lifestyle.
I know
you do not or have not been making like tons and tons of content, but you're making content. I saw you're making TikToks now. What is your like balance on content versus reselling? Is there any other things you're doing? Like what is? Well, you were a realtor, right? You're doing realty too, or at least I saw.
Yeah, I dipped my toes in it. I wasn't really loving it.
Okay.
I try to just resell first and foremost. That's the predictable part of it. That's what I can, I can figure out the formula and I know what's going to be coming in. Like I treat social media like YouTube and TikTok as just an extra thing. I usually have only been putting out like 1 video a week on YouTube. And then TikTok, somebody's making videos for me, which is like recycled content. So
okay.
It's blowing up over there. I'm jealous.
Blowing up. What happened? How many views did we get?
I think one got close to 2. Let me look and see.
2,000 or
2 million.
Oh, 2 million. That's good. That's way better than Kevin can do.
Yeah, Kevin can't do
that must drive Kevin crazy.
Oh, that's the best part about getting 2 million views is Kevin didn't.
Yeah. That is good. I like that, Carrie. That was well executed. So
thank you.
Congrats.
Thank
okay,
you.
so reselling. I remember you used to do flipper videos. You would regularly have like 300 to 400 items listed. Is that still kind of where you're living?
No, I've been more in like the 200 range, and I'm trying to I move stuff quick.
Okay.
I've got a small store, but I got a pretty high. He's knocking stuff over. Pretty high sell-through rate.
Okay.
My sell-through rate usually is pretty close to 200%. So right now I'm at 183 active, 312 sold for 90 days.
180. Okay, all right. And do you have any sort of like listing limit? Like you're not going to list something for $3, or do you list anything?
$1.50.
Not $3. No. Usually like 15 to 20 is the range, but it just depends. Like if something's going to be a really easy ship and an easy list, then I'll do it for like 15.
John said depends. If you're playing a trash to cash bingo at home, go ahead and cross that out.
Yeah. So John, this is something pretty
$20.
interesting that Dawn was telling me today about Kevin. So as you know, he wears Depends, all right, because he's incontinent. Well, he also
never knows when it's just gonna flow.
He also actually has to use like little dog pet pee pads. Yeah. So like anytime we're moving him from his wheelchair to the bed or anything like that, we put the pee pads under him so that if he leaks through the diaper, it doesn't get on the floor.
His urine's more acidic than most humans. It will ruin the
I think that's what Dawn was saying to me, right? You know what she was talking
about? John just
left. I'm only half listening, so I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know where Dawn got the information from. It's almost like she made it up.
Okay,
we did good. We talked to eBay for like a minute and a half.
That was pretty
nice.
Good,
yeah. I was like, I'm learning stuff. You can list there.
Now, okay, for another,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So, if your sell-through rate's that high, obviously you're picky with what you buy. We went picking. Carrie, you were with John. We bought more than he did for sure. So, it's got to be more than just buying the high sell-through rate item. It's putting a price at or below market. Am I right or not?
Yeah, you're right. Yep, I price pretty aggressively. I'm much more fast nickel over the slow dime because I want that money for the next buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather it sell. On average, things sell within 2 months for me, I'd say.
You were doing Whatnot card stuff. Are you still doing that?
No, I stopped doing Whatnot. I don't know when.
Is that because of like the auctioneer laws in Ohio, or was that like a false alarm?
No,
what happened with
nothing
that?
to do with that. I was doing breaks for a while, but I saw the writing on the wall. Like they were bringing in less and less, and the margins were less and less. Mm-hmm. So I stopped with breaks, and then I had a hard time finding cards at a good enough price.
So you're not one of those resellers who's gonna like give up on eBay and go full time Whatnot. That's not in your future. No. Okay.
No, I'll be eBay pretty much forever.
And what makes you prefer eBay? This is an interview podcast now, guys.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm enjoying it.
I'm
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I've been doing it a long time.
Oh, you've been doing it a long time. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I know how it works. Like it's predictable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, listen, Kevin. I asked the questions you told me to ask. What next? He gave me a list. He gave me like a big long document. You must be professional. You must ask the following questions.
Here, I'm going to get a smart question. You keep talking. I'm going to try to think of something really intelligent.
He's going to think of something. Okay, so I've got another one.
I'm going to Google really intelligent questions to ask.
I don't know if that works.
We're going to find out.
You say? Oh, actually, what category do you sell the most in, John? Sports memorabilia?
I don't think I have one category. I mean,
do you have a favorite at least?
What?
Do you have a favorite at least?
Favorite's probably sports, whether it's sporting goods or sports memorabilia, probably sports. But I mean, like I'm looking at my recent sales: magazine, camera lens, a hoodie, a mug, a Spawn figure, blush, cameras, a Funko Pop. Like it's just everything.
Did you think of one, Carrie?
Yeah, I got one.
I got.
Are you Kevin? Keep it down. Are you pro
Settle
or
down, Gramps.
anti? Are you pro or anti clapping after a flight lands? Defend your stance.
Oh yeah, I have an opinion on this too. Let's.
This
dig in.
sounds like the Tim over the years question.
Where'd he go? He left.
Anti.
That was good. Anti.
Why would you
gotta
clap?
defend it?
For these guys.
I would clap because I was crying the whole flight.
Okay, so here's
I'm
the
happy
thing.
to be on land.
If you're in like insane turbulence the whole way down and the thing is shaking and everyone's kind of doing some screaming and feels like they're gonna die and then they land successfully, I feel like there's an emotional moment where you're like,
yeah, but here's the thing: if you're, pilots are trained to stay out of turbulence. So if you're in severe turbulence, are they not a bad pilot? Yeah, it's like you don't go and congratulate the Taco Bell after you have violent diarrhea. They were supposed to help you not have that.
When you go to the movies in Los Angeles, after every movie, there's a standing ovation.
Let's talk about it.
There's a standing ovation.
No, it's a very pretentious place.
It's a very, and the other thing is like very few people will leave before the credits finish.
My favorite part about
so
movies,
many of them are like friends or related to someone that was like the best boy or the grip or something like that. So it's respectful to. That's literally a job title, but it's not like a wedding thing or anything.
No, what I love about movie theaters in LA is like they will recite Nicole Kidman's opening monologue with me. Everybody's into it.
Did you see the thing about Tom Cruise and the fish? Is that real? Is that should we talk about that?
I don't know what it is. I want to learn.
So a few viewers do.
No, everybody's gone. We don't have viewers at this point.
They're gone. They left.
If you look at her graph, it goes violently down.
If this episode does poorly, we're blaming John just because there's someone to blame.
Hey, Dave.
I'll take all the heat.
We're coming back. I'm coming back there, and I just sold my second highest price item from the sale that we're going to down there in a few weeks.
Awesome.
What did you sell?
Do you remember the Coach bags that I bought down there?
Oh yeah.
The fake ones?
Yeah, you swindled that elderly woman. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good get there, buddy.
Use some ammunition. Yeah, it sold for 170, and I pulled a Dave. I put my 30% off sale
Hooked
on
in a train
for old, and I forgot to take that one out and sold it. It was listed for 700, sold it for 670, 465.
Jeez, how did you know it was authentic? You licked it? Sniffed it?
It was brand new in the box with the bag, with the receipts, with the paperwork, with the tag on it.
What'd you pay for it, you said?
200.
Oh, okay. And then you sat on it for a year?
A year.
Do you know what that money would have done in the market if you had invested in my new cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
It would have gone up about $40. Maybe.
Yeah,
you could have taken that real money.
Yeah, if you would have put all that in GoPro, you would have lost 80% of it. I'm guessing.
Okay, 419 Sports Guy asked over on the Patreon, what is the first thing Kerry plans to keister now that he's in Florida? Well, you've already done it, so just let them know.
That is a good question.
Many things have been keistered in the last
exactly. What was the first? It was probably that Chucky popcorn bucket from Universal Studios, which was already a good deal. It was like only $18.
Yeah,
we got 4 of them, and I didn't pay for 5 of them.
Can I tell you, this was actually kind of
allegedly
experience.
I paid for everything.
I gotta fill John in. So we went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios yesterday, and it was the last night of the event. And they have this big giant Halloween themed store with all this really cool merch and stuff. From movies, Chucky, things like that, Stranger Things, etc., Quiet Place. And so it was 70% off because it was the last night of the event. Normally I go there with my family, and like very few of them would care or get excited. But I was with Carrie, Dawn, and Death Pile Picker, and it was like it was uncanny. We were all in the same place. We're like, yay, shopping!
Yeah. No, I felt
every one of us walked out with like 3 full bags of merch.
We're pretty much buying for ourselves because it was so cheap and they were cool. It was like the Loungefly bags and stuff.
But listen, we all are gonna write it off because we're gonna resell it eventually. Come on, we're
resell everything. Yeah.
All that stuff was inventory, but like. We had so much crap we bought at this sale that we had to rent lockers for $20 just to put all the merch that we got because we wanted to go enjoy the evening, and we had bought so much merch. It was pretty fun. But it was kind of cool because it wasn't just me and my family looking at me like I'm a psychopath. It was just a bunch of resellers all being psychopaths. It was kind of cool.
Nice. John has never picked with you. That would be interesting to see. It's pretty hard to pick with Dave. He's everywhere.
There's usually a poo train incident or somebody's urinating in the back seat. There's always something bodily happening.
Yeah.
He's a nice picker.
Why is it hard to pick with me, Kevin?
Well, just because you move so quickly. But I will say he's a very nice person to pick with. And we went out one day with John.
You'd get all the sports stuff if we went together, John. I promise you that.
But at 127, there's a massive group of us, and everybody was really nice pointing out stuff for other people. John tried to get me to buy a whole trunk full of golf clubs, and then he said, maybe you shouldn't do that. But then I didn't regret it, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of golf clubs I guess you're supposed to get from Rod Grimes, picking and punching. Did you know about this? Do you hear about this, Kevin? Yeah, you're buying them from Rod somehow.
No. The scoundrel?
And he brought them and gave them to Mike to somehow sell to you. There's some sort of shenanigans going on. All the resellers are giving their death piles to Mike to pawn off on you, I think is what's happening.
Sounds about right.
Reseller. But he tells me he's got all these clubs. I'm like, I want them. Just don't even give them to Kevin. I'll buy them from him.
John, you left 127 early. If you just would have waited, you would have got everybody's junk at the end of the day. Yeah. They went out and bought, and then everybody wanted to sell it to me.
The worst offender was J-Ride. I don't know what that dude was thinking. He was flying home to Utah. He was buying water towers like for office spaces. He was buying like fax machines. I'm like, how are you going to get that in your carry-on, Jake?
And I'd like to have a water tower in my house, though. That's kind of cool.
I'm actually going to get one. I think.
That's kind of neat.
John, it was the art of resale at the Cincinnati reseller rally. You didn't go out with us that day, John, but he bought a grill. He bought a Blackstone, and he's got to fly home in the morning to Vegas. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking it with me. I'll ship it, and it didn't. It sat there. I think he left it outside.
Can't resist. It's a compulsion.
Hey, John,
there's a very famous YouTube picker kind of near you. I don't know if you've ever run into him. He's kind of on a pedestal for me. You may have heard of him, Pro Picker.
Yeah, Pro Picker. Oh, I love that.
He's the biggest picker in Ohio on YouTube. How does that make you feel?
I think he picks in like a place where there's a lot of black lights because it's very vibrant and green everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He's not too far from me. He's north. He's probably 30 minutes north of me.
You don't even bother going up there, right?
His wife more often.
Do you even bother going to where he's at?
You should collab with him.
I go up there.
You should collab with him. He's a really big deal in Ohio.
I don't stay away from anything. There's enough out there for everybody.
I'm just saying, if Dustin gets there first, why bother? Is what I'm saying.
He's a pro, John. He's a pro picker, and he's listening.
I have one of his shirts he gave me, and I feel awesome when I wear that. People stay away.
I've already admitted in this episode that I left a $4,000 Taylor Swift album. Okay. I don't care how good of a picker any of us are.
Hey,
but John, he's a pro.
I'm really good at it.
So just because I see somebody leave a sale doesn't mean I'm not going to go see what they didn't get.
Dave left $500,000 in comments.
I did.
He did. He literally did that.
Literally probably left $500,000.
He saw 12-cent comments. He's like, I'm just going to buy a few. And then he just walked off.
But everyone else was there too. John was there. That was in his backyard.
He wasn't there.
Don't throw me under the bus. I was not at that sale.
You could have been if you hadn't been giving gift bags out.
Yeah,
this is why you shouldn't do nice things.
Yeah.
No, okay. So, anyways, we had an idea to rebrand your channel. You're in Ohio. You're close to Pro Picker. Instead of Cincinnati Picker, what if you were to be called Proer Picker?
Proer.
Yeah, more pro is the proper way to put that. More pro.
Proist. However you want. Proist Picker out of Ohio.
Most proist.
No, dude, listen. Everyone in this call could have had those comics. So it's not all me. It's not all my failing. We all failed.
No, it's you. If you tell the story, it's just Dave. It's all Dave.
If I ever moved people,
I still made like 15-20 grand there.
Yeah, it's not enough.
I know.
It's never enough. Have you not learned that? We keep selling stuff, guys, and we keep going back for more. We're never going to be satisfied.
We're very greedy.
Nope.
We're very
never
greedy.
satisfied.
But I feel like we're such a necessary evil at the same time.
Yes.
Because we're we're sustainability embodied.
Exactly.
We are sustainability, guys. That's who we are.
Yeah, we are the recycling bin for people. We take their stuff and we recycle it.
Jill Stein.
We're like, those big giant donation bins? We're just the human form of a donation bin.
Yeah, portable. We're just portable donation
We're
bins.
Portable. We poop. I don't think those do.
Nope,
hey, let's talk about pooping in your new house, Carrie. How's that going?
I like it. Don, we have 2 restrooms. I'm not allowed to use Don's mega restroom.
That was what took Kevin off the end. I'm gone.
I have just the tiny. I have the tiny restroom. Just the time, like you can't move around in it.
Elongated or round bowl?
What?
Round bowl or elongated toilet bowl?
It's elongated, and you didn't tell me the sink. That. You told me I was under the impression the sink was a bidet until Don told me that's not a bidet.
It can be used as a bidet, I said. It's not designed for it, but it functions as, because I used it when I installed it. So it's...
I know. I can smell it.
How many shows usually go for? My contract is for an hour.
3 to 6 hours. Yeah, 3 to 6 hours.
It's good. We just want to alert...
Negotiate something, bud.
We want to alert you of the non-payment clause in your contract, where it says at the end where we will not be paying any of it for any reason.
It can be drinking out of a water bottle too sexily.
No, there's no reason.
A lot of different things that cause it. You guys just drink at the same time. Hey, why don't you two talk about reselling?
You two talk about reselling. We'll just, me and Dave are just going to
look at each other.
We're just going to vibe. We're just going to vibe.
Carrie, just look at the camera.
Sales are pretty solid. If I list stuff, I sell stuff.
We gotta get John to do his worst sale of the week, the little thing that we invented right here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you got to tell us the worst sale of the week.
Worst sale of the week. All right, let me pull up the app here.
All these two clowns. Dave, come on now. You got to go find yours too. Worst sale of the week. I had some bad ones. Embarrassing ones. You guys are killing me, man.
All right, here's my worst sale of the week. I took about $100 loss on this one. You guys ever heard of the Kawasaki Saxaboom?
Kawasaki what?
The Kawasaki what?
Kawasaki Boom?
This is the Kawasaki Saxaboom.
Oh.
Jack Black made this
dude.
famous.
I played that in band when I was in middle school.
Yeah. Jack Black made it famous, like taking it on like the Tonight Show or something.
And you lost $100 on it?
Yeah, it doesn't. I knew it didn't work, and I paid like over $200 for it because I'd seen one sell for
what
pre-keistered,
non-working.
Keisterable for sure.
The market got flooded with a bunch of them that worked, and the market kind of dropped out on the value.
So the sexy boom market is down.
Yeah,
guys,
sexy boom.
Do not pick up any sexy booms.
I ended up selling it for 130. So.
And you paid? What'd you say you paid? 230?
Like 220 or something. I got it in a bulk.
Dave's thinking that's pretty good. That's like only a loss of 40%.
It's only $100 loss. Why are you complaining?
Right, yeah.
That's fantastic.
You win some, you lose some.
If you keep it depends on how much you have saved, but you could do this for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So Kevin, you got yours, little buddy, little terrible sale of the week guy.
I got my worst sale, not of the week, of the year.
Oh, this is gonna be boring. Go ahead.
You know the Ab Lounge I talk about all the time that you can part out and sell the bands and stuff. You can also sell a little screw.
Tell me
what Ab Lounger?
What is that?
The Ab Lounge? You don't know what the Ab Lounge?
Ab Lounge? Like you go to a lounge?
Back at the Play It Again days. The blue.
Is this like a Planet Fitness?
You have something you put your feet on, and then you grab straps.
Oh, when John explains it, I know.
Oh yeah, it's a swing. Is that a swing?
It's a sex swing.
Well, you can sell the canvas for it. You can sell the canvas. You can sell the strap at the top. You can sell the little bolts that go in it. You can sell the bungees on it. So it's good money. But I sold the knobs used to go for like $10, $12 plus shipping. I sold them for $6.64.
And was it promoted?
No.
Did you
promote it at 200%?
I don't promote it all. I'm sorry.
He doesn't need to.
That's because you don't need to. Because
he doesn't need to.
Big time.
His fans are buying bolts just to get a shout out.
I sold those little nuts to the viewers.
He did that on purpose. I know it.
Heather's gonna be mad he sold you little nuts.
Do you promote, John?
Wait, what?
Promote.
Yeah.
On eBay.
2%.
Oh.
2%.
That's
what's the magic? Thing? What's the before we ask that though? Before we ask what the magic promotion number is, I have a question I just thought up. Would you rather live in the ocean or in space? John.
Oh, John has the answer. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, anybody can answer.
I have an answer.
In the ocean or space? Anyone. It's free to anyone. But
assuming
in the ocean,
I have something like encapsulating me if I'm in
no.
space.
There's no assumptions. There's no assumptions.
You're dead either way.
Right now,
either
you're thrown
drowned or you froze in 70-degree water.
You want to freeze immediately in space or drown within a minute in the ocean.
If I'll last longer in the ocean. If I'm in space, I'll die like that.
But wouldn't that be preferable because you wouldn't feel it?
I prefer the instant death to the 10-hour Jaws attack that I'm.
I'll put it this: you go to space or you're in the Titanic submersible.
Oh my god!
Your choice.
Too soon on that one.
John won't ever ask to come back on.
Is it too soon to talk about this? I saw an Instagram graph. I showed this to you, Dave, where it says Titanic-related deaths, like a graph throughout the years, and it was 1912 was huge, and then it just was flat, and then 2023 had a little bump.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I wasn't happy. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy
about
about it. I feel bad about it, but it was an interesting graph I wanted to share. We can't talk grass here. It's a reselling podcast.
Is it too soon to talk about the new Urban Dictionary entry we found, Carrie?
Oh, yeah.
We literally found an Urban Dictionary entry. I think I screenshot. I can't remember.
Did you screenshot it?
It was called the Bedford Bonanza.
The Bedford Bonanza.
It's like some new word. People, have you heard of this, John? The Bedford Bonanza.
It's on UrbanDictionary.com.
Do you know what Urban Dictionary is?
I do.
Okay, so the definition, I wrote it down. It said, a rural Virginian swinging event where a middle-aged man can often be heard screaming CWP on me. I don't know what that's all about.
It's a Bedford Bonanza. Go ahead, guys. Bonanza. If you would. We would like to encourage anybody down below to use Bedford Bonanza in a sentence.
And you know what else? Let's go ahead and, if anyone were to add additional true actual statements to Urban Dictionary about, a Bedford-based person.
We desperately tried to put this in the Urban Dictionary, by the way, and we couldn't figure it out how.
Whoever makes the best Kevin-based Urban Dictionary entry will get
This is Kevin. This is what we were doing when you weren't hanging out with us. We were trying to just figure out fun things to do. What were we talking
about like a few steps ago? There was something interesting. Oh, Kevin was talking about worst sale of the week.
Let's get back to that.
I sold some gloves, some San Francisco 49er gloves for $7.64, $5.37 shipping, $14.28 total. My takeaway was $6.59, but I kind of got them for free, so it wasn't that bad. It's whatever. $6. I'll take it. That's half.
He's saying he's better than us. That's what he's going for.
No, I think Kevin's had a little more profit, didn't it? What was your profit, Kevin?
No, it was. I have no idea. Brian, no, it was probably not that much actually.
Profit?
Less than that.
Carrie, you have no sales because you don't.
No sales. I was being lazy, driving. How many miles? I don't know.
30.
3,000, something like that.
I did have a great week. This is the best week I've had in a long time.
How many $1,000?
1 moment, please.
Okay, I'll ask you this, John. So we've got a new little segment where we're seeing if people can guess how much something sold for. And so I sold a set of 3 karate books. The karate books were The Black Medicine Set, The Dark Art of Death by N. Mashiro. I think it basically teaches you ninja moves that are fatal. And it's a set of 3 books from 1978. Paperback, very thin little things. What do you think those sold for, John?
Am I guessing total with shipping?
No, it's separated out. Say like blank plus blank.
Shipping, I'm gonna say $30.
Okay, and then plus ship or free ship?
Plus ship.
Okay, Carrie, what about you?
I'm gonna take it a step further. I'm gonna just tell you what the eBay fees were.
Oh.
$7.43.
Okay, all right. That was really.
So you have to check.
Aggressively close. Okay, Kevin, what did you think?
I knew it.
A set of 3 karate books called The Black Medicine Set, Dark Art of Death, and it teaches you ninja moves that are fatal.
I'm gonna go higher. Okay. $50.
All right. It was. I think the closest on anything was Carrie. The fees were $7.99.
Thank you. I win.
A couple cents away.
I win.
The set sold for $40. So you two were basically equidistant apart from it. So $40. I think Carrie wins. Carrie was only off.
John wins.
What do I win?
Carrie was only off by like 30
You can
cents.
hand deliver whatever I win now.
Yeah. I'll do a little duty in my diaper and bring it to you.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So Carrie has again nothing for this segment, but if either of you wanted us to guess a sale price, something you think might be interesting. I didn't give you time to prepare.
I don't have it. Yeah.
John, didn't you do this show during COVID? Didn't you do one of these shows like a
We've
guest?
done every show, man. We during COVID
I'll find something.
I remember COVID.
Videos of each other.
COVID.
Commentary.
Those darn smart crows.
Yeah.
Here, I got one. I go on. This sold on October 14th, so bear in mind this was the
the market may have changed
Yeah, it was the Halloween season.
Yeah.
We sold a new tag, Jimmy. You may have heard of him. Kevin maybe hasn't, but I'm sure you
Probably
guys
hasn't.
have. Halloween Leatherface animated chainsaw working.
Oh, okay. So I comped that at the Webster, and it was comping out at around 60, nowhere near Halloween.
All right.
But then
The
again,
carry under-
You got to remember, we sell stuff.
there was
Dave.
a lot listed. I'm gonna say $52
Okay. Plus shipping.
plus shipping. Yeah,
You know it, American Art.
baby.
Okay.
Buy that boat. Kevin is
Kevin
frozen.
frozen?
So who
Kevin's
cares
frozen
what he
now.
thinks? Oh, there he is. What's your opinion, Kevin?
I kind of didn't hear any of that, so I'm just going to throw out a $60.
$60. So we got
$8
52,
over mine.
60.
Okay, Johnny.
45 plus shipping.
You got to be under or over, or it's just closest.
Closest.
Okay. Well, Dave won. It was $50 plus shipping.
Look at that. See, I told you I comped it pretty recently, so it's kind of a cheat.
Everybody was pretty close, though. Everybody was pretty close.
Everyone did a good job. Good job.
Do we want to talk about Kevin's obsession, like middle-age obsession with just sharing really, random 80s memes on Instagram?
Well, I don't use Instagram. What's he been
It's just
sharing?
like
Is he doing embarrassing crap
every
again?
story is like it has Falcor in it. Every one of them.
I like Falcor.
Every one of them has
story.
Falcor. Yeah, it's a lot of never. I feel like he's trying to relive his youth,
It's
but he's lying about it being in the 80s.
I was second grade Miss Stussey's class in
I love that
California. Show. I remember. It was like I went to this little school, and you didn't ever get to watch movies. Like they were hardcore. And we got to watch not the movies, just the teachers. That didn't sound right either.
Didn't assume that. Okay.
Let's cut him off there.
They were very
Episode
interested in
over.
education. Any rate, I remember getting to watch a movie. It was like the only time, like from 1st to 5th grade, and I was so excited, and that was the movie.
John, what year were you born in?
1985.
85. Okay, he's a young buck, Carrie.
Dang,
He's the youngest.
He's a 30-something still.
Oh wow,
Fancy.
dude, enjoy it. When you hit 40,
Everything
brick
sucks.
wall, man,
Yep.
brick wall.
Kevin learned that.
They say I have low T now. I don't believe them.
Cricker's stuff sent us a comment on Patreon. He said, "Do you see yourselves making videos in 10 to 20 years? Obviously, this does not apply to Kevin because he will pass from old age."
I will train the robots I have that will be there for other reasons to do it for me.
I would like to still be making videos in 10 to 20 years.
Me too, honestly.
John, what do you think?
It's hard to say, man. If you had asked me, 7+ years ago if I'd still be making videos today, I'd say probably no way. But I'm still
We should ask something about Kevin in 15 or 20 years. Cremation
Kevin, if you
or
were
casket?
to somehow get like a robot body and stay alive this long, would you still be making really boring videos?
Assuming that videos will be the way that they are now with AI and whatever,
They
I
will
would
all
say,
be pornographic, sadly.
They will.
That's the way
Yeah.
we're going.
This
I won't be making those videos. in 15
Well, you're
years.
got a robot
AI
body.
will be.
That's probably going to be a thing.
I don't know. I think in a perfect world scenario, maybe I could see 7 or 8 more years of it.
No, we're not basing it on your lifespan. We're basing it on like, would you like to be doing it?
Yeah, I would. I don't think I'd like to be doing it when I'm, 60. I don't think anybody would watch it.
So 5 years ago.
I can hardly pick stuff up now.
What?
That's why they watch. They
What
watch.
do you so when you're 60, Kevin? Like, what's the goal? You want to not be doing content? You want to still resell?
No, I'd love to retire at 55.
Will you
I
at
don't think
least
I
be
can.
ripping people off at yard sales still?
I will probably go to yard sales as long as I can walk.
Okay.
So you'll resell then still at
So
some
you're
point,
saying
or
that you're saying that if you're not able to walk, you can't go to yard sales, Kevin? Is that what you're saying?
This is not a slam on one foot.
Wow.
No.
Gosh,
No.
shots fired at Paige.
Shots fired.
Hey, there's this lady around here. She's been picking Granny. Some of my very first videos. Like she reached, she outpicked me a few times, and she's still out there. She had a cane like 6 years ago, and she's still out there picking, and she's good. She knows what she's doing.
Dude, I'm picking forever until the end.
Thrifted Spirit. I'm confused about half the question. I'm not going to read your whole question, Thrifted Spirit, because it's even too inappropriate for me to read. But the first part is fine. Kevin's video today was free returns. He said he refunds shipping. So if he gets a does not fit clothing item, does he still refund shipping on a return?
Yeah, I offer free shipping on returns, so yes.
And but that no, hold on. You just said you offer free shipping to get it back. Do you also refund the shipping they paid to buy the shirt that didn't fit?
Yes, the only time I don't is I change my mind.
Oh, okay. All right. So
but my return rate is under 1% right now, so it's like I think it's a net plus.
Is that something you can see on eBay, your return rate? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
How do you see that? I want to see
Dave.
How do you eBay? John, how do I eBay?
You should check out your metrics, Dave. I'm
what
curious.
What is a metric?
I would love to know what your metrics are.
Performance summary?
You probably have 40 more cancels than you're allowed right now.
I keep getting negative feedback. I'm getting like
hopefully you're not letting cases just end without solving them.
I'm like starting to like understand Paul. I used to try so hard to not get negative feedback, but then I kind of stopped caring about negative feedback, and I'm getting a lot more negative feedback. People would complain, and I'd be like, yes, here's your money back in full. Now I'm just like, yeah, you seem like a scammer. I'm good. And I just keep getting negative feedbacks now, like one a month. It's really good. But I don't know how to see my return rate. Carrie, what's yours?
John, do you do free returns?
No, I don't do free returns, and I'm curious what my return rate is too. I'll find it here real quick. Last I checked, it was like less than 2%.
And Tim doesn't either over the years. I know a lot of people who don't. I don't have any problem with somebody not doing it. I just think it's a give and a take.
Mine's at 2.8%.
If you don't do free returns, you're going to win on those comparatively, and it may cost you sales. Here's why I do it. This is what I said in the video. I've always done it, but when I'm on social media, I've just been waiting for the person to do an expose on something like I got this thing and whatever, and he wouldn't return and what. I just like it's not worth it to me.
My return rate is 2.82%. Is that high?
I don't know. Mine should be around 1%.
One of the big drivers on mine, because it does it by category, which is interesting. Computer and tablets and network. Yeah, electronics. You're right. 2 out of 6. Musical instruments, 1 out of 3. Video game consoles, 3 out of 18. So I've had 3. I don't even remember 3 video game consoles getting returned, but I also probably don't categorize my items right. So I don't know. I can see.
I'm looking now too. Let me see.
Seller dashboard.
Open returns, replacements. Okay, let's see. Returns, close returns. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can tell you what the consoles were. I don't know what the consoles were.
It's a little higher than I thought it was. Mine's 1.3.
That's low. 1.3 is really low.
An Xbox 360. A guy returned an Xbox 360 because
mine's better than all of yours. You guys are not good at this. Mine's less than 1%.
Cards, like
0.24.
But Carrie, that's because you're way more likely to just give them a refund.
Just because service.
If you just give a refund and they don't return it, then it keeps your rate down.
Yeah,
I don't ever give a return.
They open a return.
Yeah.
I should.
Well, no, you give the refund before they open the return, Kevin. So when they message complaining, you just give the refund. That's what
eBay's not about making money.
No,
people. It's about making sure the customer is happy.
We're doing this for the community.
Carrie, that's teaching people to misbehave.
What's your late shipment?
Well, what are we supposed to do? We don't have any power in the situation. If eBay wants to get rid of you because you're having bad metrics, then you don't have any control. If it was your platform, fine. Dibbed it.
Make them return it.
Dibbed it.
Dude,
I got in trouble for like making a joke about canceling stuff on Dibbed it. But in my defense, it was funny.
Okay, so we're doing a Dibbed it auction, me and Kevin, tomorrow, of plush and great T-shirts and stuff like that. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Attend if you know what's good for you. John, you should sell cards on Dibbed It with Carrie and Kevin.
Yeah,
when they do
we need some more
fun.
card daddies on there.
Carrie.
Daddy.
Have you seen the co-stream stuff? Like you can both sell at the same time on there, like whatnot, but you're both together selling, and it's like
and you go back and forth selling your own stuff.
You both
it's
ship
pretty cool.
from your own house, right? You both ship from your own house. Kind of neat. Cool. It's fun. And fees are lower than whatnot because I'm sure Kevin will give some sweetheart.
Kevin
deal.
will give you a sweetheart deal.
You know him. He'll
speaking of, I gotta
grease the wheel.
I made a bad mistake. Election day, I'm having a Shop Commons wholesale lot auction, shopcommons.net. So please, somebody come bail me out. There's going to be no audience on election day.
When's election day?
Probably going to find a great deal. Noon. So we've been doing this an hour and 10 minutes. So it's probably started by now if you're watching this early. Shopcommons.net. I'm selling giant lots of stuff.
what is the worst aspect of online reselling for you personally? Asked I Love Vintage New York City. New member at the Motivated by Carrie American Arbitrage level.
Oh, really?
So we're going to work on those this week. But anyways, worst aspect of online reselling for you personally? Would that mean like what we hate most about it? Like customer service, obviously, for me. I don't really like doing any of the customer service. So.
I hate how much I love it.
Oh, wow. You're hired. Hey, you're hired, buddy.
I've had a lot of
Job
interviews.
received.
Not successful jobs, but I've gotten
You can
them.
nail the interview, yeah.
I'm good at interviews.
It didn't used to be this way, but it's shipping now.
Guys, I would ask that you don't make me ask questions where Kevin gives an answer I don't care about in the future.
Yeah. That's nobody.
Would it be different
wasting
for
my
you if
time.
you weren't filming the shipping?
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't film the shipping anymore. I used to film the shipping.
Yeah, but you're filming while you're showing what you're thinking.
I'm pulling. Oh, I film the pulling. I mean the actual
He films
shipping.
his pulling, guys.
Which,
You're not-
by the way,
Carrie, we have no audio from you.
I was saying do the motion again.
thank you, Carrie. I
No,
appreciate it.
John's onto something.
used to
Recording
dread-
yourself pull orders is
Yeah.
kind of like anxiety inducing. I was talking to
Yeah.
Rod about this. Like he's down to one flipper video a week because he can really enjoy his shipping and pulling. And for me, it's kind of the same thing. Like I'll procrastinate because like, oh, I gotta actually like talk and think and my brain has to be functional. Like if you're shipping and not recording, you don't have to think as hard. You don't have to think of a topic of the week, Kevin. You don't have to thank the viewer that you convinced to buy your overpriced item. Like it's a job. That's kind of the making the videos is a little bit of a job.
And it takes twice as long.
3
If it was
times.
gonna take me 30 minutes to pack orders, it's taking me an hour plus if I'm filming.
A lot of times now I'm like being a little lazier with it where I'm like, oh, and I sold this and I just I turn my camera towards my computer so I don't have to go find it while holding a camera and juggling 4 items. You know what I mean? Like it's just a pain.
This is great. Look at his latest flipper thumbnail.
Convince
got so
me
many-
I'm wrong.
So many colors. This is vibrant. He's taken the Pro Picker model of just making himself orange. Look at that.
I'm doing it.
He's bright orange.
Yeah, Kevin, what is with the contrast there?
He's running for president at the next election.
I know, right?
Okay, so
Cool Hands KB
Wait a minute.
2028.
Before you move on, Dave, I just want to say something. John's videos, because he doesn't do the flipper videos anymore, and I think
I liked it when he erotically looked in the camera and said, "Thank you for your
Thank
purchase."
you. That's what I was just gonna say. I was like, John gave
More of that.
idea. And
There's
I
a
feel like
lack.
every single person.
There's
on
a
here,
stunning lack of eroticism. I want to get a little in the reselling flipper game, the video
the
game.
thing I remember the most, he'd always say, "Let's get to work. Let's get to work."
Mhm,
And then he would when he would give the thank yous for the video, it was always a heartfelt look into the camera, thank you. And
I felt
always do
things
that.
every time.
Yeah, every
That's
time,
my
just a
name.
little tingle.
That's
I
it.
needed you to know that you matter, Dave.
I did, Matt. I felt it.
You
You kept
matter
me
to
going.
me.
Throwbacks and Treasures said over on Patreon, non-reseller question. If you were on death row and had one final meal request, what would it be? Last meal? Mine's easy. A bagel. 2 bagels. One everything, one Asiago with cream cheese and a side of really good thick cut bacon. Probably a Diet Coke
That's pretty good.
or a Diet Mountain Dew. Something like that.
I'm gonna say,
It's my
I'd
favorite
probably go Del Taco burrito.
Cheddar
with,
Jack or whatever.
No,
Breakfast
I just
Jack.
plain bean burrito, just for old time's sake, with ketchup.
I might have 3 bagels. It's my last meal. Why not? YOLO. You know what? And the third one is a bacon, egg, and cheese. Why not? On the bagel.
You're gonna die anyway.
Die anyways. Who cares?
Yeah, go all out.
Yeah. Carrie?
Well, I mean, mine's performative. I
Carrie
mean, I
would
want
still try to eat something healthy.
no. I want them to bring the Benihana guy in with the whole thing. I want the onion volcano, and I would like some other customers that I can chat with because I'm going to have a lot on my mind.
But it's like mixed with Twin Peaks, so it's
yeah.
like someone in their lingerie doing
And
it.
I feel like, yeah, I hope so. It's a little Twin Peaks. Actually, I should have went Twin Peaks. You're right on that. I should have went Twin Peaks. And I feel like the Benihana chef could probably hide a nail file, or some sort of key
Oh, you're breaking out.
in the hat.
You're breaking out. I like that.
Dude, you can't give up until the bitter end, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. John, last meal?
I'm going filet mignon, coconut shrimp, baked potato with the works, and blackberry cobbler a la mode for dessert.
Oh man, he got
My only concern with that, and yes, I'm
that
judging.
That will harden your ardor. That will harden your. You could get cancer from that.
I'm judging your last meal. The only concern I have is I would say like 1 in 3 filet mignons I have are cooked poorly, so it has to like have the caveat of perfectly cooked filet mignon.
Well, who wouldn't imply that? You think he wanted a crappily cooked filet mignon?
It's just a very common thing to get a poorly cooked steak. You
went to Outback assuming this is going to be the highest quality.
Outback, Carrie? You went to Outback today.
It was good. I literally had what he said. I had steak and coconut shrimp and a potato, but I had the butter and sour cream on the side. But I still ended up eating all the butter and sour cream. But it made me feel better.
Did you take a little bread home? Did you take a little of that delicious bread in your little pocket?
No, dude. I'm not
right now. You keistered some bread. He keistered some bread. John, your meal sounds good too. Oh, hey now.
No, I stopped it. I stopped it mid coil.
Do you ever notice a boost in overall sales when you list in a particular category? I feel like when I list video games, we sell other items more quickly. Specifically in that category, they're seeing more sales, or more sales in all categories because of listing in that category. No, I've never seen that. That seems like a what's that called? A placebo effect type thing. I don't think that's
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, like if you're listing more, you should be selling more because of Krylov.
But they're saying that listing in that category would be more productive than listing, bean and bacon burritos or whatever,
Well, maybe because they're more popular items that are selling. Could that be it?
I think in general, listing higher sell-through rate items, period, will boost your other sales.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a certain category. But if you're listing trash, it's not going to boost your.
So the overall sell-through rate of your store helps the store in the algorithm. Is that what you're saying?
This is like a playbook, like for how we could, as resellers, get profits.
So if you continually list low sell-through rate items, your store gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and your overall sell-through rate for your store is bigger, and you're not going to sell as many of the items that should sell.
Kevin, can I tell you something that made me happy last week that you probably didn't notice? Last week, Kevin played a little trick on me and Carrie. He played a little tricky. At the end of the show, Kevin's like, "Oh, Dave, tell me about this blush auction," or something like that. And then I started talking, and he just leaves the show. Right? He gets me back. He gives me revenge because I always cut him off at the end of the show.
He didn't think it through.
He didn't think about the power that I have. Is the problem? Did you go watch the end of the show, Kevin? Because I bet you can't guess what happened.
I did not.
You got cut off right in the middle of a juicy story, buddy. The power of editing.
He has post-editing powers.
So you wouldn't let me just leave the show.
No, you stayed till the end and you got cut off, buddy.
But if I did it today, you couldn't do it because that means you'd cut John off without him saying goodbye, and that would be impolite.
I would be fine with that. I can add that in post. I'll put on a red hat and say, "Bye, guys. I'm John the Cincinnati Picker." If that happens, you'll know Kevin tried to be a little saucy again.
Hey, that reminds me.
You can't let that happen.
John, when I had 100,000 subs, John had given me a
here
hat
we go again
and signed it.
Oh, I have a play
away.
Button.
Oh,
dude, 2 out of the 4 people on here have a play button. We're kind of surrounded, but I've got an Emmy. So, Carrie, really, what do you got?
I have a Young Actors Award from Utah. Probably, I don't know.
Can I finish my story?
And the body of a Greek god.
Thank you. Like the one that engorges. The fat one.
Hephaestus?
I'm like the one that's half goat. I'm goat where it matters, though, if you know what I'm saying.
Since John was one of the ones that helped my channel grow, he gave me it and signed it, and I was giving away because of 1,000 subs, I gave away a signed Cincinnati Picker hat, and at 100,000, I tried to give one away, and the person who won it never sent me the email. So if I can find it here, find it in this episode. Just put Cincinnati Picker.
I think I found an autographed business card of yours when I was moving, Kevin. I just threw it out.
I still have Kevin's Croc Charms here. I'm saving them from the garage sale we're doing at the Container.
Crotch charms?
Crotch charms, yeah. Put them on your pubics. We're doing another, reminder, we're doing a garage sale November 17th, noon to 5 at the Container. And
Kevin, I didn't even know Kevin pedazzled.
Kevin...
Sorry, that was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Kevin, you caused controversy last week. John, do you play video games? I feel like you play Madden. You play Madden?
Sorry, I was muted. No,
do you play Madden? Nothing, not at all. Okay, so you
Not
might
the
be
show,
with
not the
Kevin hating a bunch of our viewers. In last week's show, Kevin threw real serious shade on the viewers who are over the age of 50 and play video games.
Yes.
Can he expand on that a little bit?
Yeah.
Since it seems like that would be slicing the throat, as the older clientele in the video game business are the ones who have the most disposable income for buying the expensive vintage video games he so loves to steal from elderly women.
No.
Salvage the situation, Kevin.
Over 50? I'm not saying
you were talking about how people over 50 played
games.
video games are horrible. You were making fun of them.
The mass market for people who play video games is under 50, not over.
What age then? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it,
dude,
Kevin?
they did at 50. The only thing you could have played is Atari, or you could have played something on your Commodore.
you hate Pitfall and people who play Pitfall.
No, I played Burger Time, but I'm just saying, if you're 50, you were getting a little old. You probably played Nintendo, but if you're 55 years old and you're playing video games still every day, I just don't get that. Hey, have at it.
Like, that's a lot of people's dream. Their retirement dream would be able to go
55-year-olds.
Yeah, why
not? No, I don't mean when you turn 55, Dave. What I'm saying is people who are 55 didn't grow up playing video games.
They couldn't have started when they were 30?
They couldn't have been cool 30-year-olds playing Sega Genesis, dude? Every cool 30-year-old I knew back in 94 had a Sega Genesis.
I'm sure that's true of you, Carrie. Not that you played, that those are the people you knew.
Yes.
So you're reaffirming.
I had a lot of elderly friends.
And reaffirming this opinion that you hate 55-year-olds that play video games. That's what you're saying.
No, I don't hate them.
You heard it here.
There's a better use of your time. John said something. You interrupted.
So you're 50. Yeah, he's thinking villages. 55. There's other things you could do. Lupa based.
No, Kevin. For recreation, what's the better thing that you could do with your time?
What's better? Yeah. What is better?
Than play video games?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Almost anything.
Give me one example.
Sit under your tree and read a book.
Why is that better?
Yeah, that's just mind-numbing entertainment. What are you reading? 50 Shades of Grey or something helping you?
You said there's better things you can do. So why is it better? You said anyone over 55.
You said
which includes you.
You should go into politics.
Why is it better? Why is it better to sit under a tree than play a video game? Why is your hobby better than their hobby, Kevin?
Yeah.
Mr. Phil, who put this comment, who is over 55.
And just realize we can't take you serious because you have 5 bracelets on right now.
Yeah, there's something better a 48-year-old could be doing with their arm. That's
They're putting bracelets on like you're in a punk rock band in 2003. We get it.
Kevin has no answer, guys,
I thought they
because
were
he knows
friendship
he's
bracelets.
They probably are, honestly.
They are. That one on the back is mine. I sent it to him. Scary Halloween is over. What is the most scared you have ever been in your life? There's a lot of deep questions here today.
Ooh, I got a good story for
you.
Go,
John. Go. You need more. You need more words.
I took my kids to the park about a year ago, and I left my keys in the car because we're at the park. I can see where my car is. And when it was time to leave, I'm trying to corral the kids. My daughter, who was 7 at the time, runs ahead to the car, and I'm trying to get my son to leave, and he's not listening. All of a sudden, I hear my car start.
Oh,
my daughter was in the car and had started the car. So I sprint to the car. I was probably 50 feet away, grabbed the door handle. It was locked because she already had it in gear. There was cars and people everywhere, so I was freaking out. And I think I sort of blocked out because I don't remember fully what happened right after that. But somehow I got in the car after she had put it in drive and rammed it into these 2 wood posts that were at the end of the asphalt to stop it from going in the field, and did $6,000 of damage to the car. Luckily, everybody was safe. Nobody got hit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is pretty scary. I think a lot of parents could think of a scary story with their children. Maybe their kids, they can't find them for 20 minutes or something. Things.
I've got that story. I'm going to California. I'm going to Northern California from Southern California, and we pull over. Actually, it was vice versa. My parents pull over, and my dad would always whistle for us. He had one of those whistles that was super loud. That was before cell phones, right? We'd hang out in the neighborhood two blocks up, and he'd say, "Come home when I whistle," and you could hear it. So he said, "Don't go farther than I can whistle." And we're out in the woods at a rest stop, and we go hiking in the woods and whatever, and we get completely lost, and we were lost for forever. I was scared to death.
So for me, the scariest thing was I had this nightmare, and in the nightmare are amazing Patreons that support us at the $25 and above level.
They're my
canceled
favorites.
Their memberships, all of them. Like I
Did
Love
they
Vintage,
all?
New York City,
Logan Murphy better not have.
Now, Who Ate My Chips, Buffing the Stuff, Craig McLaughlin.
Did they all cancel for real?
All of them. Jake Ryder, CJ Ben's Find.
Oh, this is a dream.
Skipper.
Okay.
It was a dream. It was a nightmare.
Oh, I thought they really did. I'm like, what do we do?
No Nose Pickers, Brian Sempor, Beal, Superhero Headquarters, Mike Camparelli, Vintage Sports Flips, PaulsMerch.com, Raise Heck Reseller, and the long deceased Logan Murphy.
Rest in peace, Logan.
But thankfully, I woke up
thinking
and it was
of you.
all just a bad dream, and you guys are still amazing. Thank you for the support.
John's been doing this since 2017. He still hasn't succumbed to what Dave has doing the memberships.
Yeah, John. How do you stay so holy?
I'm poor. It's easy. You just gotta embrace
You just accept the poorness.
My favorite part of the memberships, here's my pitch, John. They give you money for free. It's awesome.
Yeah, you hadn't thought about that, had you? Anti-Zero said, have you gotten your boxes for fourth quarter 2030 yet?
It's too late. It's too late.
Carrie, are you buying any Tops updated? Or Tops update?
Update, yes.
The hangers and Fanatic
I got a
boxes
Reggie
have been
Jackson
great.
on-card auto out of a hobby pack of that.
Oh, you two talk sports for a minute. I'm going to watch.
Yes, Doc Sports. Yeah, what do you want to know? The Reds suck, right?
We're going to go to a Jags game.
But you know who sucks more? The A's. So we're both
The
screwed,
Dodgers
so.
are not great.
Dodgers haven't done anything recently.
No.
Nope.
I did see that video where the guy stole the ball, the Yankee fans. Did you see that? He
Oh my god,
that was
crazy.
pretty crazy.
What about Saquon Barkley just backwards hopping a dude?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was awesome.
Oh, was that where he did he lifted his legs like a hurdle and the guy went under him?
Yeah.
I saw that on TikTok today. That was pretty cool.
It's one of the few things I've seen athletically that I'm like, I'm not sure if I can do that. Probably though.
You can do it, I believe. If you were had that last meal in your veins,
That's the thing. At 36, yeah, but at 40, I feel different.
Okay, let's get through these last two. Kevin, are you going to open a little thrift store on your property?
No.
Okay. Is Carrie in Florida yet?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Will he be doing photo opportunities where he's kissing babies and keystring items? Separate events.
It's very distinctly separate, and where there's demand, I'll do it.
Dave and Carrie, will you work more and better together or slack off more with Carrie's move? You guys comment below. Let us know what you think.
That's a good question because you will see. You will see. So far, we went to one productive day of work and one non-productive day.
Yeah, so I don't know. John, why do you think eBay doesn't remove sold comps in which payment was not received? Sold comps stay there even if payment doesn't get received, like bids and auctions and stuff. If they don't pay, it still shows as a sold.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Let's move on.
Because that's where you get a lot of the bogus ones. That's where you get a lot of the bogus VHS black diamonds for $5,000.
Yeah,
but people do that on purpose. People do that on purpose too to inflate a market.
That has been known to happen in the sports card industry, from what I've heard. Like people will do that.
So you mean it's not money laundering?
Well, I also wonder, does eBay want those comps there to inflate the values because then they get higher fees? Is this a conspiracy? Have we just unlocked a conspiracy theory?
What did you say, John?
I think they just don't care.
John, where can people find you?
People can find.
When have you ever asked that?
What's your address?
I just that was like a real thing podcast too.
Yeah, they do
Where can people find you?
Kevin had to adjust.
Shout out your socials.
www.youtube.com/.
You know what the problem is? Cincinnati's kind of hard to spell if you're not a local.
I know how to do it. It's CINSSISSIPPI.
Yeah, but that's what's good though, is if you just get close, they're gonna know.
They're gonna know.
I knew I made it when you go to search.
Yeah.
And you type in part of Cincinnati, and I'm the first thing that pops up.
Do you get when you're home? Do you get free Skyline chili because you're so famous?
Everything, dude. I get free Grater's ice cream. Yeah, I don't pay for groceries or nothing. They're like, oh yeah.
And Kevin, where can people find you?
Shopcommons.net, noon today.
You thought I was gonna end it early, didn't you? You thought I was gonna end it while you were promoting your thing. I didn't do it. I let you go. Aren't I nice? Are you happy?
Not bad.
Do you feel better, Kevin?
I feel good. I'm just feel bad for John. That's all.
You thought I was going to do it again. I didn't do it.
It's not going to happen. We might go on another hour and a half.
Never going to end.
We're never going to end.
Kevin, why do you feel bad for me?
Because you're on this stupid podcast with these clowns.
He had a great time.
Me, really.
Yeah, we all had a great time, Kevin, just because you hate this.
He's been on way worse podcasts. Would you like to mention those?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
let's go back. Just literally search Cincinnati Picker and then search the oldest things I've done. That's all out there. I haven't removed any videos.
He was on one with Rad.
I miss your prank channel where you would just like throw milk in the middle of the supermarket and slip on it for views. That was awesome.
So if Heckin' Steve asked you to come on his podcast, would you do it?
I don't know who he is. I have to first. I don't know. At least I know you yokels.
So next we're gonna work on the pumpkin layer. I can juggle 3, you know. I'm fancy. I've been on the channel before. The pumpkin layer is going to include 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Let me get my can opener. You know, they created all this technology around opening cans, right? Like automatic can openers. But I can't help but just think, like, that's the one technology I don't know if we ever really needed. It's not that hard to use a hand can opener. I mean, I guess if you have arthritis, it could be a pain. But that's true. But like, these are so efficient. I mean, when I was growing up, my mom had them like mounted under the cabinets that she would just like put the cans up to and press a button and it would open the can. But it seems like, you know, a lot of space and stuff for something that's just an open can from time to time. I don't know. Weird diatribe. There's a pumpkin on my face. So anyways, you got 1 cup of that, which was not a whole can. It was like half a can. You also want to add 2 eggs with no shells. The shells do not add flavor. I tried it, guys. Although they do add a roughage. So if you're constipated, not a bad idea. I got one in there. Dang it. Come on. I think I got it. We want another 1/4 cup of the allulose sweetener. You could add more if you wanted, but calling for a 1/4 cup, so that's what I'm gonna add. But yeah, I asked ChatGPT to give me like a cozy thing we could have because fall is now here. And I want something cozy for November to have as like a snack, as a treat. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is baking vanilla. Is there a big difference between baking vanilla and normal vanilla? I mean, I'm kind of baking. A tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. So a lot of people message me. I did this pumpkin bread, which actually came out really good at cottage cheese keto pumpkin bread. But first of all, it wasn't like kind of pumpkin enough. I wish I had put more pumpkin spice. And I made my own pumpkin spice. And they were telling me that I should have gone with this pre-sold pumpkin pie spice. It would have tasted better. So this time I bought that, so I don't have to make it myself. I can already smell it. It smells more like intense. And I believe we want an entire tablespoon of that. Let me see. Can I do that? 1 tablespoon. A little more over here. The pumpkin pie spice goes in there. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I guess I'm gonna use this pink salt. I don't know if I really should. But that's what I have. There we go. And I think it's time to mix. Let me look. Actually, you know what? We're gonna use a fork. I think I'm gonna need the mixer for the other thing. That way I don't have to wash the things twice. So just mix this up. Hop yolks into a nice, even and smooth, like pumpkin pie batter. It smells so much like pumpkin pie. What it makes me realize what I should make is a recipe for straight up pumpkin pie. Thanksgiving is coming, and it'd be cool to just have a nice pumpkin pie recipe. All right, we need 1 more bowl of fun. So we got our crust, we got our pumpkin pie layer, now we need our cheesecake layer, which is of course gonna include cream cheese. Recipe calls for 16 ounces of cream cheese, which is actually 2 full thingies of it. All right, so I'm gonna microwave this for like 10 seconds, or I could be like my son and microwave it for 3 minutes. All right, so I got my 2 things of cream cheese softened, gonna add it to a bowl. Then we're gonna add a 1/3 cup of allulose as well. There's this little measuring guy in there that keeps getting in the way. I'm gonna take it out. There you go. 1/3 cup of allulose. 2 eggs. Maybe I should put them in a bowl first. And it says add the eggs 1 at a time. So let me set them over here and do my vanilla first. It is going to be a teaspoon of vanilla. 1 and these are half teaspoons, that's why I did it twice. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla goes in there, and we're gonna mix it up and start adding eggs to the mix. Hopefully this is softened enough. Maybe it could have been a little softer. It's softish. It takes some hand muscle. I guess you could use a stand mixer if you have one. I do have one. It's just really hard to use in the cooking videos because I have to move it around. All right, crack egg number 1. Make sure I get no shells in it. I'm gonna have to wash this table. Mix that up. I got it on my apron. I guess that's why we wear aprons. For the longest time I didn't wear aprons, but you guys told me I needed to, and I do prefer it. You know, your guys' collective kitchen knowledge